week and this week, maybe?
I mean, last week I thought we were pretty good as well, right? We put up a pretty good number last week, so I'd say it's the last 2 weeks. We got back to playing a little more pace, which we're sort of predicated on speed. We also need a little bit more inside presence with guys like Kazchuk and Moyer, and you got to make defenses make decisions. You stay perimeter, it's an easy game to play. So I think we had a lot more penetration. I think we got them in some decision-making things, and then we played with some speed. So our last 2 weekends, have been drastically improved. I mean, we got more goals in those 2 games than we had in the previous 4. So, big improvement there.
How did it feel getting Caden to get some time in that game of the game there, and getting a little physical too?
Yeah, well, Dougie was having some cramping issues, so he was struggling a little bit. So we wanted to just err on the side of caution. And
was this a revenge game?
No, not really. I mean, every game is so valuable. So you're so focused on the here and now, and wins are hard to come by in this league. So it was just more about getting a result, and you don't really care who it is. You need the result.
Talk about the power play tonight, Clarky. What were they doing that was working for you? And talk about the flip side, the penalty kill. Both teams stepped up.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't score a 5-on-5 goal today, which I liked. Our power play was just, we've been working a lot on it, right? We put a lot of different sets in, different personnel that'll have some more space creating, body moving. I thought our man down was good. They scored, a few late, and I'm not putting on Kid, but he had to jump into a 5-on-3 and 5-on-4, so that's pretty tough because I think they might have scored 3 or 4 against him down the stretch, which is, it's a hard spot to put him in. But I thought overall we were good lanes, good rotations, we knocked balls down. I thought we did a good job with the man down.
And then the last 3 minutes of the fourth quarter, obviously, temper started to flare. But it's talking about the resiliency and the composure when needed that your team showed tonight.
Yeah, that's hard, right? Because you're not initiating it; you're trying to sort of get out of it. But it's kind of I don't like it. I mean, I think it's a waste of time, and I think the league has to step in there because I don't think it's a made for TV event. I think it looks terrible, and when it's predictable, that's a problem.
Just to kind of double back on that, which part do you think the league needs to step in on specifically?
Well, they just, when you've got teams that are teeing off when the game's out of hand and running through the crease to fight a goalie and jumping on guys and, intentionally trying to hurt players, pick one of those.
Comment on Ty Kurtz. It's his birthday. He tied his career high in goals tonight.
Great game. I mean, he's he'll tell you he's struggling. So it was good to see him drop for him, and we've been doing a lot of work on stick angle and shot selection, and he certainly delivered today.
Not the record you want to be at right now, Cardinal 2-4, but a win at home tonight and then go on the road for 4. Just what does this give for the team as you begin game 1 of the road trip next week in Saskatchewan?
Yeah, I mean, it certainly gives you a lift, right? Like these have been hard weeks the last few, right? Because you get a lot of questions and some of them are hard to answer. So it's you will approach it with a better mindset. I mean, it's a bit of a burden taken off the guys, so they'll definitely feel better going into it. And that's step 1 of climbing ourselves at a bad start, right? And we desperately needed this game, and we got it. So we'll enjoy it briefly, and then we'll be on to what's coming next.
What did you say to them post game before you came here to media? Obviously, you went to the locker room and spoke to them. What were the words out of your mouth?
I was pretty specific, actually. It was very, about our offensive patterning and our flow and our ball movement. The defense not doing 5-on-5 goals, so it was fairly specific. And then it was, we really have to be this what's next mentality. So, we got the result we wanted, and we'll enjoy it. But now it's forward looking. So, yeah, nothing too rah, or anything like that. It's sort of the business of what we do.
You had to be pleased with the defense
Yeah.
after last week.
Oh yeah, big time. Like I said earlier, we didn't give up a 5-on-5 goal, and I mean the number doesn't look great on the man down, but I thought we played well there, and again we put Kim in a pretty tough situation. I mean I think he walked into 3 consecutive man downs, and one of them was a 5-on-3, something like that. So that's a tough spot to go cold right into that, and I mean they've got great shooters. So I thought Dougie was great. I played really well, and especially. You know, the game starts to run away, but it runs away because he's making some crucial saves early to allow us to create some separation. So I thought Dougie was phenomenal.
Yeah, I thought he was dialed in right from the start because he stopped them cold right off the hop.
Yeah, no, he was good. Yeah, real good. Which you need, right? You don't win with a good goaltender. I mean, every team in the league goes through that. So unless you have that, you're not going to win. And he was great tonight.
This is kind of like your best 60-minute effort so far this season. How do you kind of carry that momentum on into Saskatchewan and then the next week and then the next week?
Well, it's learning all along, right? And it's confidence, right? It's amazing what a win and a positive result will do for confidence because, you know, athletes are humans, right? When things aren't going your way, you know, doubt creeps in and you start wondering, you know, about your role and how much success we're going to have. So that's a good doubt erasing game, and it sort of resets the mindset for our group, and you know it'll lift them, right? You got to be, you know, if you play with worry, it zaps your energy, and you know that can creep in after a losing streak. So a lot of what we were trying to do this past week and weeks was really make sure that they understand that they're here for a reason, and you know that's got to generate some energy in them.
You didn't register a point tonight to talk about the performance that Carson Moyer had.
Yeah, he was. He's battered and bloody, and you know his goal and his worth to us when he plays is just crashing through the middle, creating space. You know, the one thing you'll see on defense is when guys cut through the middle, there's a hesitation. There's a split second where 2 guys might take. They might slip off. So you need that sort of forced activity within an offensive group, and that's what he did. And he battled hard, and you know, he made space for guys. And there's plays where Ethan Walker gets more space to shoot, right? Which is, if you don't have that guy penetrating through the middle, making a decision, all that kind of stuff, he doesn't get hands-free shots and looks. So I thought he played well. I battled him. He did well. It's a big step up, right? It's a fast lead, and that's a big, tough team. He did a good job.
Well, good.